So, yeah, the Bengals are the worst plane ride. Like, that whole – man, when you get your butt kicked like that in an early game on the way home, it's ugly. It's really ugly. They got a piece of humble pie, a slice of it, in fact.
Hand off to Moore, back to Crowder. They got the two to the quarterback, White.
Cincinnati and the Jets, this was the bad Jenga piece, dude. This was the bad piece. And, we were just in Las Vegas. You know how shiny it is? You know, like how there's a bunch of expensive stuff. Everything's ornate. It's gorgeous. There's a reason it's like that. And it's mostly because of games like this today. The public was all over Cincinnati, and I thought I was being smart. Cincinnati money line. I'm not going to just wheelbarrow laying 11 points. I don't need to do that. It's going to be tighter. I should just bet the Jets. So, listen, people are going to say it was about the Trip Sutter call, like the helmet-to-helmet thing at the end of the game. There was about 2 minutes left. The Bengals are down 3 at this point, and the Jets are in 4-minute mode, which is an incredible sentence to utter in 2021. The Jets are in 4-minute mode, which means they're icing a game or attempting to. And it's 3rd and long, and I think the Bengals have them dead to rights. And Hilton and Johnson collide helmet to helmet. Defensive guy gets blamed. You all saw the play. At this point, it's just bias. It's just bias. It's bias, it's incompetence, or it's just a bad rule because the guy who's initiating this contact is clearly the running back. And so I don't know what you do about this. I think you should make them reviewable because too many of these swing the game.
You think the ref had a bad angle on that?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Like in my head, it was bad enough like on both sides that it's like a no call if that's like a thing or just call it.
I think the bias is so implicit when it comes to defensive players. If they hear a noise, they just point at us.
And that's what I think a lot of it is. It's more the sound, like when you're down there, and like for people who've never played or been to a live game and maybe close enough, it's a devastating sound.
Sounds
like,
ridiculous.
and I can see that definitely influencing the refs a little bit.
You hear a noise like that, you see a collision like that, it's a violent game. They're trying to make it a little less violent. I don't know how you do that. I also don't know how you fix this if this is going to be the defender's fault, because every time we're going to get fucked on this thing. But it's not really about that. It's more about the Bengals putting themselves in this situation. Like, we talked a lot about the Bengals being contenders. I still think they're contenders. This doesn't change really anything about them to me. In fact, this in the spin zone, I actually think the Bengals get better as a result of this. I don't think every defeat you learn from, but I think this is the type you can learn from. And they got jumped. They got jumped on the road. They were kind of like the public. I mean, they weren't ready to go. They were on the Bengals, and the Jets were ready. The first 15 they had was awesome.
You think the Bengals are buying into their hype a little bit?
Absolutely.
Hype? Yeah?
Absolutely.
You think that's what happened?
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
The Jets were really ready. Like, their first 15 was great. Like, the scripted part of their play calling to open the game was awesome. They had numbers. They had open guys. Mike White didn't have to make a ton of tough throws. When I read the headline, anything is possible the next couple weeks. Well, that's what they got to say. I watched this tape. Mike White didn't do enough to make me think, and with all due respect to him, that we have to have a conversation about Zach Wilson at any point. Okay, not to mention the Jets turned the ball over 3 times. So, Mike could have been picked once or twice more. That's tough when you lose a game to a team like the Jets and you lose the turnover battle like that. So, right off the bat, they get scored on. You got trick plays. It got loud up there. And you feel like you're on the ropes. When you're on the road and you get jumped like that, it's deafening. It's disorienting, especially when you just got off the plane. Like last night, you were like, I think I'll order a movie. And, at 1 p.m., fucking Mike White's punching you in the face and you're dizzy. I mean, it's crazy how that escalates when you play a bad team and you didn't realize they were ready to play.
Similar to a flashbang in Call of Duty.
The way I feel in Call of Duty is the way I feel.
Yeah.
When
that's the worst.
When that thing goes off and there's that ring in,
and you get that 5-6 seconds
Mike
of
White
it, and
just
lingers.
fucking threw a touchdown. Oh my God! We're in a 34-31 game with the Jets. Flashbang still going off. It's the borders of the screen are turning red. I don't know where. Yeah, so that's a great point. But Mike White bails you out. I mean, like, he throws a pick, and here's the problem with this is why I said the Bengals are going to learn from this. It wasn't about this thing everybody was talking about. It's about this. It's about you go down 7-0, you got a chance to erase that immediately, and you come up with a field goal. You do that because Jamar Chase drops the football. By the way, Bryce Hall had a good day. Wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah.
Jamar Chase drops a football in the end zone, and then Burrow takes a sack. So, like, look at that. Your two best players not making plays off the bat, and that's how you end up in a situation where you miss opportunities is really what you do. And also there was a pick six that Wouzier had on 3rd and 5, an opportunity to make, and it would have been a really tough play, but those are the type of plays that can swing the game, and you don't take advantage of those opportunities on the road. That's kind of it. But Burrow did. I joked last week that Burrow, I didn't joke, I was serious. Burrow looks like Brady. He looks like a young Brady, and I mean that in a way, like a lot of people were like, that's such a lazy comparison. I saw y'all in the Blue Wire social part, like on the comment section, y'all say like, this is what's wrong with commentary today. Like, watch the fucking video, man. There's a specific reason he reminds me of Brady. It's his mobility in the pocket, being immobile. And it's also like kind of that killer he has in him on 3rd and medium. I mean, he reminds me of Brady, and the reason I don't feel stupid about saying that last week is Brady lost to Trevor Siemian today. So it's all good. It was Mike White, dude. You lost to Mike White. But he did look like Brady in stretches. I mean, 3 plays in a row. In the second quarter, you had Burrow with touch to Boyd on that fake pitch. You had Burrow to Higgins on the sideline on the right side. You had a sweet readjust by Higgins, and then a great play flipping his hips to Chase. That was a really athletic play, rolling left, flipping his hips, squaring him up to Chase, and throwing that ball on the run. It was like a baseball throw. But again, before the half, they settled for 3 because him and Boyd are off. So you do that, then you give up a 2-minute drill to Mike White, and you find yourself in a ball game late where you got fucking a guy who used to play for you catching a touchdown, and then a Philly special situation, and you're like, flashbang, right? So that's all she wrote. And the defense stepped up late, and they deserve credit. The Jets deserve a lot of credit. But again, Bengals fans, I don't know how many of y'all listen to this pod, you put yourself in a situation where you got burnt by a call. Don't put yourself in that situation. And then even after that, you've got a chance, and I'm not picking on the guy because he's a great player, and I know he'd probably sit there and tell you, but after that blown call, you still have a chance to knock him down on 2nd and 8 and force a 3rd and 6, and Wouzier just kind of misses the tackle. It takes a little longer to get him down. The kid Carter, by the way, that running back had a really nice day. They're probably getting the ball back if they make that tackle. So, yeah, bad call, but you don't hang around with the Jets for 4 quarters, man. You just don't do that if you want to be a contending football team.